Hello children. Welcome back to my channel. Warning, this contains boy love and this is 18+. And if you don't like it then please get off my channel. Water pistol. Tsukishima thought his boyfriend was absolutely beautiful. He was wearing a soft pink hoodie, with matching stockings. He also wore pink leather garter belts, a metal heart ring at the front of both thighs. No shorts, and no underwear, but some strawberry lip gloss that glittered. And his beautiful boyfriend was currently stretched out on two of his fingers. Kageyama moaned, feeling Tsukishima's fingers lazily twist inside him. There were only two, but Tsukishima's fingers were long. And Tsukishima's face was softly looking down at him. Kageyama moaned and bucked his hips. "Yes sir please," he gasped as the fingers rubbed against his prostate, his back arching. He collapsed with a sigh, panting as he blinked, dazed, at the ceiling. A little bit of drool trailed from his mouth as he tried to regain his bearings. "Yes prince? Did you want to tell sir something?" Tsukishima was smirking down at him. Kageyama nodded lightly, prompting a snort from his sir. "Tell me prince, tell your sir what you want." I Kageyama gasped, gripping on the pillow his head was on. "Sir please." "Please what prince? Use your words." When did Kageyama's sir get close to his ear? His sir's thumb pressed down right under his balls, giving Kageyama a weirdly pleasurable feeling, making him moan again. Kageyama moaned so hard that he closed his eyes, tears he hadn't noticed lightly tracing his face. Tsukishima didn't stop, but asked quietly, "Color prince?" "G green sir." Kageyama was panting and bucking his hips, which Tsukishima used his other hand to gently stop the movements. Kageyama whined gently, but made no move after Tsukishima removed his hand. Tsukishima took a moment to smile softly down at Kageyama, gently moving his fingers and making the setter slowly lose his mind to the feeling. "Come on prince, what did you want to tell sir?" Tsukishima slowed his fingers to a stop, making Kageyama whine and close his eyes tighter. After a minute he blinked up at Tsukishima, who had a mix of a soft smile and a smirk on his face. "Sir can I?" He took a sharp breath in when Tsukishima curled his fingers. "Can I please come?" "Oh my sweet little prince," Kageyama gasped, eyelids fluttering as his eyes rolled to the back of his head at Tsukishima's fingers suddenly moved and pressed against his prostate, nearly making him come on the spot. "Of course you can." Kageyama's back arched once more when Tsukishima dug into him, adding a third finger after teasing him with two for so long. He was gripping at the pillow, at the sheets below him, trying to get a hold on his sanity and cognitive abilities. Tsukishima worked at his prostate, milking it and watching Kageyama's responses. He smirked as he heard his little prince start moaning out, "Thank you ss." A moan, almost like a small scream, sounded from the prince, coming all over the soft hoodie. Kageyama laid on his back, panting. A few tears escaped his eyes. He noted that Tsukishima's fingers were still inside, the feeling even comforting him. "Thank you, sir." Tsukishima smiled softly at him, lightly tracing his face and playing with his hair. "Oh my prince, you did so well." But his smile grew into an evil smirk. "We're not quite done yet." Kageyama's eyes rolled again as Tsukishima pressed his fingers firmly against his prostate. His fingers were twitching, unable to move because the feeling was almost too sudden. Another tear rolled down, and his mouth fell open as he started panting. "Like I said my lovely little prince, I was going to celebrate today. Properly." Tsukishima ended his sentence with a wide smirk, asking coyly, "Color, baby?" "Green, sir." Tsukishima hummed and scooted back, giving himself enough space to properly study where his fingers laid deep in Kageyama. He gave a few chest thrusts, which all had Kageyama gasping and moaning. Tsukishima smirked at this, and spread his fingers to stretch him out. "I like that sound, the sound of my fingers fucking into your slutty little hole." Tsukishima was staring into Kageyama's eyes, who desperately was holding the gaze despite his eyes going out of focus every so often. Tsukishima found this amusing, then asking, "Do you like it too, my prince?" "Yes," it was a breathy response, but it had Tsukishima pleased. Kageyama was good at responding verbally. Tsukishima continued for a moment, working Kageyama back up enough that he was compliant and near losing his mind. He slowed his fingers down and pulled out, shushing Kageyama gently, who was whining at the loss. "Oh prince, I was going to stick my cock in you," Kageyama moaned. Tsukishima gave a light smile. "Would you like that, baby?" "Yes sir, please sir." Tsukishima cooed at him, slicking up his cock and lining it up. "Of course baby." He slowly entered Kageyama, who was moaning and panting the whole time, clawing at the pillow once more. Once Tsukishima was fully seated, Kageyama started writhing beautifully. Tsukishima leaned close to one ear, whispering huskily, "Oh my sweet prince, writhing on your sir's cock, desperate. That's what you are, right? A sweet, desperate little prince, who only needs his sir's cock deep inside, right?" Kageyama was nodding, panting out, "Yes sir. I only need your cock, only need." Tsukishima pulled out a little and thrust it back in, making Kageyama throw his head back and moan loudly. His arms flew to Tsukishima's back and scratching. His nails were dull, but left light red marks everywhere he scratched. My sweet little prince feels like he's almost ready to come." Kageyama's hole was fluttering around Tsukishima's cock, and he was moaning loudly and panting. Tsukishima repeated the process, lightly thrusting in and out of the moaning setter. He was slowly going faster and harder, and Kageyama seemed to almost completely slip away. Face slack in pleasure and tears falling occasionally out of pleasure. Tsukishima smiled, adjusting his position so he was holding Kageyama's thighs with his hands, allowing himself to reach deeper. Tsukishima picked the pace back up, making Kageyama moan and writhe. "Is my prince getting closer? Is he losing his mind on his sir's cock?" Tsukishima slammed in, grinding deep and holding himself in place. "Tell me baby, tell me how I feel in you. Show so good sir. I can't." Kageyama was gasping and moaning. Tsukishima was still grinding as deep as he could go. "Sir please. What do you need, my prince?" "Your cum sir, I need." "You need my cum in your slutty little hole?" "Yes sir. Your wish is my command." Tsukishima started his thrusting again, quickly working up to the pace that Kageyama had been losing his mind at. Once again, Kageyama was panting and moaning, eyes rolling and lids fluttering. At one point, Kageyama moaned and arched his back, eyes closing and hands scratching at Tsukishima's back. Tsukishima watched his boyfriend in a slight awe, snapping out of his trance only when Kageyama moaned about being empty, prompting Tsukishima to thrust wildly and grinding deep, eventually filling Kageyama. They both panted, taking a moment to stare at each other before kissing each other softly. In a warm, sweet shower, Tsukishima had gently ate Kageyama out. Kageyama was panting and moaning, throwing his head back and clawing gently on the wall. After everything was out, Tsukishima stood back up and grinded his thigh against Kageyama's dick. He nibbled his ear gently and whispered, "Come for me, my prince." Kageyama came against his thigh, moaning. They kissed gently, before separating and continuing the shower. They went back to their room, Tsukishima setting a sleepy Kageyama down on a chair, and he quickly changed the sheet and pulled on a pair of boxers and pajama pants. He then turned to Kageyama, who was drifting off. "Tobio," Tsukishima gently said, catching the attention of said boy, "do you want a plug?" The boy nodded gently. "A hoodie?" Another nod. Tsukishima gathered the things for him, helping him into the pastel blue hoodie and gently working the plug in. Before Tsukishima could grab the blanket, Kageyama spoke softly, can I have some panties? Some with the stockings? Please?" Tsukishima smiled softly. "Any specific color?" "The white ones please." Tsukishima turned and shuffled through the drawer, grabbing the pair and helping Kageyama into them. After rolling them completely on, he massaged his calves, then his thighs, then his lower back gently. He eventually picked him up and laid him down gently, turning off the lights and gently pulling the covers over them. Kageyama cuddled into Tsukishima's chest right as he laid down. As Tsukishima slowly started to fall asleep, he heard a soft, "I love you K." Tsukishima felt a soft smile grow on his face. "I love you too Tobio." Warning: this fanfiction does not belong to me, neither does the fan art. Credits to the original artist and author to the fan art and the fanfiction.